Do you need to know all the information about schools here in the Greensboro Triad area? You're going to want to check out this video. Today I'm going to be telling you about the private schools, the public schools, charter schools, and the magnet schools. All the different school systems that you have right here at your fingertips and how you can navigate them here for the Greensboro Triad area. My name is Meredith Parsons. I'm a realtor. I live here. I love it here. I want you to move here and love it as much as I do. If you could do this, I would be so grateful. If you could subscribe and turn on notifications, because each week I'm going to be taking you on a little tour, a little adventure of all things Greensboro Triad area with a little bit of real estate and lifestyle involved. So I wouldn't want you to miss out. You ready? Let's go check out those schools. We're going to try, and no, we're definitely going to go over all these things, and hopefully I'm going to answer any and all questions. And just to give you a little backstory with me, I have two kids. They're 14 and 12. Both of them are ADHD, but one of them has he has severe learning issues. And so it is hard. It is hard finding the right schools, and it is hard navigating this whole system. So I feel like I've been trying to do this for years, and I wish I had had these websites or someone that could have directed me in the right direction. So hopefully this is going to help you and I don't overwhelm you too much. So first, which I've always said before in all my other videos, go to greatschools.org. That's where we are right now. And so let's just type in Greensboro, just so for the power of ease, showing you all the different schools here. So, okay, here we are. So this is going to give you an overview of all the different schools. And so you can, if you zoom in and out, you can see, they're rated over here. This has private schools. Let's just take the private schools out because we're only going to be looking at the public schools right now. And the thing with this is there's not a whole list where everything's on here, which makes it harder. So private schools I have in a different tab, and we'll get to that later. But so this also has charter schools along with the public schools. You can see the higher rated numbers around the outskirts, but if you zoom in, then you start having lower numbers. Usually I did before, but that's when you go down. So the high schools, they're showing the high schools. So when you're in the high school areas, that's when you're applying to these magnet and these charter schools. What a magnet and charter school are they're schools that you apply to. And the charter schools are schools that you apply to for, it is a lottery-based system. The magnet schools you need to apply to, you have to have a teacher recommendation, you have to have good scores in school, you have to have good EOG scores, the end of grade scores. And so that's what they use that information for the application process to admit you into the school or not. So this one right here, the early college of Guilford College. This is a nationally ranked school. It's a 10 out of 10, and it is incredibly hard to get into. It is a long process of interviews and so on and so forth. And so I think there's 200 students that go there. It's very small. It's very hands-on. And so schools like this, you're going to be going to both high school and college at the same time. So you're going to do all 4 years of high school and leave with 2 years. So you do all 4 in 2 years and then 2 years of college after that. So that's going to be the early college of Guilford College. And then when you click on it, it'll take you to the link, and then you can read more about it there. But then I'm just showing it to you on this. Well, now we're in San Francisco. That seems great. And then you can see where it is on the map, and it will highlight it and then move it to where it is. So the STEM Early College at A&T, that's a STEM-based school. And again, another very hard school to get into. There are hundreds of applicants and they only take 50 or 60 students. So you can see all these over here on the left, and Weaver is an art-based school. So that's another thing, that usually these schools are specialized either in STEM or college or the arts. Weaver is also a nationally ranked school based on all different types of art, music, drama, art, music recording, things like different specialities in the fine arts as well. So this has brought up charter schools. So you've got the Greensboro Charter School, and for some reason it's got public schools in here as well. So it's hard to navigate when it's bringing up everything all at once. Let me just do the pros and cons first. What are the pros and cons of a charter or magnet school, or a charter school as opposed to a public school? Well, the pros of a charter school is you're going to have to apply and be in a lottery. Not many students go to these schools. They're much smaller. So say you're slotted for a school that you don't love those schools. Well, you could get into a charter school, which is a great way of getting around the public schools that you may not necessarily love. The great thing about these charter schools is that they're smaller. You're going to have a smaller teacher to child ratio, and your children are going to get a better education because you're going to have smaller classrooms and more hands-on. And sometimes the way they teach it is also going to be different than in a larger public school. The con of a charter school is it could be really far away. So like, say for example, you live down here in Greensboro, well, up here in Summerfield, that's where you've got like Greensboro Academy is up here. Charter School of Summerfield is out here. Well, I mean, that's a 20-25 minute drive. It's not like you can ride a bus there. Some of them do have buses, but what a lot of people do is you find out who lives close by and then you carpool together. Another con of a charter school is sometimes, not always, but sometimes they have less sports options. So if your children are heavily into sports, you may not have that as an option for being at a charter school. Another pro of these charter schools here in North Carolina, they are free. You are not paying for this private school education because it is funded by the state, and they are getting the same, not the same education, but they're ticking off all the boxes of the curriculum that they would need to be taking if they were in a public school. So it's kind of a win-win for you in having a private school education, but it's free, funded by the state. Okay, so let's just go to this website, which I think is a great website and that you need to keep this in your hat, is school assignment locator.gcsnc.com. So this is where don't always take what a realtor's put on their listing. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. You're going to want to check this out at this website because it's going to tell you exactly what school you're going to be going to. So if you read this, it says don't put a suffix, don't put a street number, just put the name of the street. So we're going to choose Beverly. Well, it's like you didn't pick a school year, so go back. And I don't think that it's taking the new school year yet. Oh, it is. Okay, so pick any one of them. It doesn't matter. Whatever number yours would be, say you're 120. You'd pick here, and then this is going to tell you exactly where you would be going to school. Sternberger, Kaiser, Grimsley. So this is a great website in finding out exactly what school you would be slotted to. Let's go over to this next website, which is a great website with a list of all the charter and magnet and public schools all in one website. So it's gcsnc.com. This has all the information you're ever going to need, all in here. And I will tell you that having called and spoken with the people that work in the offices, they are great. They are super helpful. But this for me was great in coming over here to the schools, and then you can see the list of all. I keep getting in the way, don't I? Here's all the elementary schools. These are all public schools. I believe Brooks, you do have to apply to there, but most of these you do not. Most of these are where you would be slotted for your school. Middle school is all these are just middle schools. The Academy at Lincoln, you would have to apply to the Academy at Lincoln. That school is a magnet school. You have to apply to get in there. It's not a lottery-based school. High school, these are all the different high schools here, which is also putting in the specialty schools, or the choice schools as they're calling it. This closed tab is right there in the way, but it says choice right there. Okay, so here, this is where you're gonna go and you can apply to the different schools. So Jones is an elementary Spanish immersion school. So if that's something that you're interested in, that was not an option for us because my son is dyslexic and he just could not. I can't teach him how to speak English or teach him how to read. They teach him Spanish. It's only Spanish, and then you have to teach your child how to read in English. So, but these are all different schools. So you've got the early college at Guilford. These are ones that you're going to have to be applying to. All of them you're going to have to apply to, and you can Brown Summit Middle School. That is a magnet school. That's an applying of getting in. So none of these are a lottery-based program. They're magnet schools. So a lot of them are harder to get in, like I spoke about earlier. So this is good in clicking on each one, and then you can see exactly what it looks like and then what the school's all about. And so I feel like this is a really great website where you can check out each thing and see what they have to offer. And then you can cross-reference with the school assignment, because some of them, like, I'm gonna go back there. So the high school, so Weaver, which is an art-based school, that's for Greensboro, but Penn Griffin School for the Arts is for High Point. So it's just one of these things you kind of have to just dig deep and start doing your research. But if school is important to you and for your children, which I think it should be, and it's okay if you don't like that, then you're going to have to take the time to do the research. The IB programs as well. A lot of the high schools here, Central High is in High Point, Grimsley has one, Page has one. These are programs, if you don't like the high school that your kids are slotted for, they have a program in another school district that you're basically thinking about college and writing your thesis. This is a huge writing program. So if your child is not into that, that wasn't an option for us. But that's something that you could also keep in mind, and sticking with the public schools, but they're offering this program. Please keep in mind that you do need to be doing these programs or applying. I believe it's in January or February. So keep checking in and looking at it, because you don't want to miss the deadline of applying. So let's look at the different charter schools. All these you're applying to. Let's move me over here. For the love, I just keep getting in the way. So these are all the different schools that are around, and these are both charters. For some reason, New Garden Friends is in here. That's a public school. So, I mean a private school. So you've got Summerfield's Charter Academy, you've got Revolution Academy, Noble. Noble is a private school. Noble is for children with learning disabilities. They are very, very, very small classrooms. They have a different way of teaching and teaching each child differently. So if your child has specific learning issues, then this could be a school for you. Caldwell is a Christian private school. Cornerstone is a great school because it goes from elementary all through high school. Most of the charter schools are not high school based. So that's when I feel like a lot of parents are kind of scrambling when it comes to high school, where they're going to go, what program they're going to be in, if they're not liking the schools that they're slotted for. That's why the IB programs could be good if they are not able to get into the other magnet schools. Piedmont Classic is one, Guilford Prep, I don't know much about that, or Gate City Charter. The Experiential School Greensboro is an elementary school. You've got Weaver, which is for high school, excellent program. You've got Hope Academy, the Millennium Trade Academy, I don't know anything about that. So do your research on that. You've got the Phoenix Academy, that's in High Point. Triad Math and Science is over here. You've got the Next Generation Academy. So that should be it, I believe. I did it for Greensboro for charter schools. Let's look at the private schools over here. And I'm going to put a list so you can see all the different schools as well. So I hope I'm not leaving any of them out. Canterbury is an Episcopalian-based private school. They go through 8th grade. Lionheart, Islamic Academy, St. Pius is a Catholic school. You've got B'nai Shalom, which is a Jewish school. You've got New Garden Friends Elementary School here, and then this is the upper schools here that are middle and high school. Caldwell, like I said before, is a Christian school. Right next to it should be the Montessori school. So I would say Montessori and New Garden Friends are very similar, in my opinion. Cornerstone, like I said before, is right there. Bethany Aviation is a new one, which I would like to do research on that school and dive further for myself, for my child. Let's zoom back out. Shining Light. We've got the Piedmont School here, which is a charter school. Immaculate Heart of Mary, that is a Catholic school, which is in High Point. Wesleyan is a Christian academy that they also specialize in children with learning disabilities. They have a whole section of that there. So that may be a good choice for you if you have a child that's looking for that or that needs that. And then Bishop McGuinness, which is in Kernersville, is a Catholic school. So hopefully this was helpful. I hope I haven't gotten you too confused with all of this. But so definitely just keep them in mind. You've got the you've got greatschools.org, this map, which I feel like it's nice to see it, but I think the school assignment locator is even more helpful. If you go to here, definitely save this. Save the Guilford County Schools GCSNC.com. This has all the information you could possibly need, but then you can look it up by schools, and then just start researching the charter schools and the private schools. I appreciate you sticking to the end. I know that this was a lot of information, and hopefully it wasn't too overwhelming. I understand what it's like having children myself and trying to navigate this whole system. So hopefully some of these information was helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. I would love to help. I mean, I really would. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.